afternoon. What an exciting, busy, and productive time it has been for me over the past 100 days as the Minister responsible for business development and tourism. I've been both honored and humbled to have been given the opportunity to work with the 5 departments under our ministry's remit. And our aim, as quoted from the November the 5th, 2010 throne speech, is to help strengthen the economy, enhance our competitiveness, and look for new sources of business so that our economy remains healthy and vibrant. Listening, learning, and taking action on both the legislative, policy, and sometimes operational front has consumed days, nights, and sometimes wee hours of the morning. And I am thankful to those civil servants, especially the department heads, that helped to ensure that I, as a policymaker, was meeting with those important, valuable stakeholders representing our current economic pillars, that being international business and tourism. Over the past 100 days, during the approximately 24 meetings held with the drivers of the international business community, ABER, ABIC, banks, law firms, accounting firms, IDC, to name a few, it became clear that while there are some divergent interests, there is a common goal, and that is to increase business and Bermuda's ability to compete in the global environment. Strengthening these relationships with our private sector partners is most important, and the Business Development and Regulatory Unit has been engaged in activities to seek to encourage dialogue towards the increase of competitiveness. This unit, over the past 100-day period, has engaged in consultation to facilitate further legislative changes, specifically to further enhance insurance-linked securities regime and to extend the tax assurance certificate from 2016 to 2035, both which should attract more business to Bermuda. And in the case of the insurance-linked securities, further diversify the financial services offerings. The unit is also working closely with Business Bermuda in the planning of an April trades mission to Asia, which represents yet another opportunity to develop business and create advocacy for the Bermuda jurisdiction internationally. We also recognize that from our discussions with industry that there's a growing concern in the asset management sector regarding the reduction of Bermuda funds, and we are pleased to report that a working group has now been formed to consider and recommend to the ministry what collaborative actions can be taken to attract new and profitable business to Bermuda. Bermuda's best practices in business is one of the keys to the attractiveness of new business. And during these last few months, under the leadership of the Registrar General and the Intellectual Property Section, a trademark legislation review committee has been established for the purposes of updating legislation in this increasingly important area. A new frontier is being created in the e-commerce sector. On Monday, November the 15th, I was thrilled to participate in the launch of eMonday, a one-day online shopping event held to support and encourage e-commerce and highlight the importance that technology plays in enabling greater markets for entrepreneurs. A public consultation was launched in the end of November on the revisions of the Electronic Transactions Act 1999. The responses are presently being collated and published on a portal, while an analysis is undertaken and proposed recommendations developed. Our young people are not being left out of the new business frontiers, and the Department of E-Commerce, in collaboration with the sector under the banner of the Technology Leadership Forum, held the largest ever IT student networking event since its inception on December the 20th. And I was honored to present the opening remarks at the event, where students networked with potential employers and were given scholarship information regarding further studies in the field. I repeat, excitement has filled the last 100 days, and there is plenty happening in the tourism sector, where daily, when it may seem all is lost, there are opportunities birthed out of crisis. At the Department of Tourism, we have been listening and, more importantly, taking the time to engage industry stakeholders and establish relationships, not only to achieve an understanding of the dire straits that some of our tourism partners find themselves in, but also to challenge each other on how our passions can be refueled and in more cases than not sustained during the increased global tourism industry competitiveness, notwithstanding the period of changing and difficult worldwide economic challenges. For every challenged hotelier, I've discovered that there's a new potential hotel property developer wishing to do business in Bermuda. To date, we have met with at least 6 developers who are at varying stages of proposing to develop hotel facilities in Bermuda. Despite these prospects, clearly, we must work with our long-term partners in the hospitality industry represented by the Bermuda Hotel Association. And after much internal deliberation and rationalizing cost, I am pleased that very recently we have agreed a resource that will create enhanced promotion of our existing properties. We've also met regularly with the Bermuda Industrial Union, who represents the employees who we dub the on-the-ground ambassadors, those very same ones who gain their livelihood through this vital business. It is through this direct, frank, and sometimes uncomfortable talks with both employer and employee representatives that we are confident that we can realize a turnaround. In December, the Department of Tourism organized through the Bermuda Hospitality Institute the first ever dedicated hospitality career fair. Over 130 high school students participated in the panel discussions, learning all aspects of hospitality and tourism. The Bermuda Hospitality Institute is also commended for launching its new program that promises 20 summer students employment. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just add that you're also now in the newly branded Feel the Love Month. During February, there have been specifically designed activities showcasing product offerings in Bermuda for our prospective visitors and locals alike. As stated before, the answer to strengthening our economy and more specifically tourism lies within each and every one of us in this room and outside. Thus, the establishment of the New Look Tourism Board under the chairmanship of Mr. Malcolm Butterfield and the diverse and broad representation is the beginning of creating and empowering a representative body of business and trade leaders to do more than just meet and advise inconsequentially. This energetic and committed body, having my utmost confidence, is charged with establishing a sound business-based model for the future of tourism in Bermuda. The aim to reset and revitalize Bermuda, this gem of an island that we so proudly call our home, as a premier tourist destination, whereas it is clearly evident that we have taken all steps possible to put the Bermudians back into Bermuda tourism. In closing, in 100 days, we have met crises head on, and in spite of it all, we continue to collaboratively seize the opportunity to enable, and might I add, realize success for Bermuda and its people. Thank you.